Behind every chart, behind every trade, there's a truth most traders spend years avoiding, a truth that shapes your discipline, your fears, your results. Today we uncover it. Let's begin. Chapter 1. The shadow you trade against. Before we talk about charts, setups, entries, or indicators, I want you to imagine a moment, one you've lived before. It's late. Not a little past midnight. Late. Late enough that the house is silent. Late enough that the world feels far away. Late enough that you can hear your own heartbeat louder than the mouse clicks. You sit at your desk, lit only by the glow of the candles on your screen. No noise, no distractions, just you. And a number that feels like it defines your entire existence. And in that moment, something becomes painfully clear. You're not trading against the market. You're trading against yourself. Most traders think the enemy is volatility, or liquidity, or institutions, or bad luck, or market manipulation. But the real enemy, the one that costs you accounts, money, time, and sanity, is the version of you that shows up under pressure, the version that panics, the version that avoids pain at all costs, the version that revenge trades, the version that needs the market to give them back a feeling they lost years ago. You can have the cleanest strategy in the world. You can journal every trade. You can meditate, backtest, analyze, visualize, but all of that collapses the moment your emotional wounds take control. Because you don't just trade price, you trade your past, your fear, your guilt, your identity, your self-worth. You need to prove something, you need to avoid something, you need to feel in control again. A blown account isn't a technical failure. It's an emotional confession. It's the moment your inner wounds say, I wasn't ready to hold success. I wasn't calm enough to wait. I wasn't strong enough to stay disciplined. I wasn't honest with myself. Every trader has multiple versions of themselves inside. The planner, the gambler, the child who fears losing everything, the ego who wants to win today, the fear who wants to exit early, the hope who wants to remove the stop loss, the shame who wants to get it back just to break even, the anger that wants to punish the market for hurting them. And each one of these versions has access to your capital. This is why discipline collapses. This is why consistency disappears. This is why logic vanishes. This is why you do things you swear you'd never do again. Because the truth is simple. You can't trade better than your emotional identity. You don't trade what you see. You trade who you are. And until you understand that, nothing changes. Chapter 2. The 3 minds that trade inside you. If you've ever looked back at a terrible trade and said, why did I do that? That wasn't me. You're right. It wasn't the you think is trading. Inside every trader, 3 minds fight for control. Trader 1, the reptile, the primitive survivor. This is the oldest part of your brain. It does not understand charts. It does not care about your plan. It does not care about rules, probabilities, risk to reward, or smart decisions. It knows only one thing: survive. When the market drops fast, your reptile brain reacts as if something is attacking you. Your heart rate spikes, your breathing changes, your vision narrows, your logic shuts off, your body enters threat mode, and you act from instinct, not strategy. This is why you exit too early. This is why you panic. This is why you remove stop losses. This is why you click impulsively. This is why you sabotage yourself. Not because you're stupid, but because your biology hijacked your logic. Trader 2, the mammal. The emotional brain. This part of the brain remembers everything. Your biggest win. Your most humiliating loss. The pressure of wanting to impress someone. The shame of losing money you couldn't afford to lose. The desire for validation. The fear of embarrassment. The need to feel significant. This part of you trades for emotional relief, not logic. It wants to feel safe. It wants to feel worthy. It wants to feel in control. This is the part that makes you chase losses, double size, move, stops, trade out of boredom, trade to prove something, trade to feel something. It trades emotion, not structure. Trader 3, the human, the rational strategist. This is the trader you think you are, the calm observer, the planner, the rule follower, the one who journals, backtests, prepares, studies. This is the trader who should click the buttons. But the tragic truth is, this trader is offline the moment stress appears. The reptile takes over. The mammal takes over. The strategist disappears. Your logical brain shuts down because your emotional brain thinks you're in danger. And that's why you break rules you understand perfectly well. You don't need more knowledge. You need more emotional stability. You don't need more strategies. You need more nervous system control. You don't need more discipline. You need to stop trading from fear. Trading excellence does not come from intelligence. It comes from regulation. Chapter 3. Reactive traders versus disciplined traders. After enough pain, enough blown accounts, enough frustration, every trader eventually discovers the truth. There are only two kinds of traders, not winners and losers, not smart and stupid, not experienced and new, but reactive traders and disciplined traders. This difference changes everything. Reactive traders. Reactive traders don't trade price. They trade emotion. When the market moves fast, they react. When a candle turns red, they react. When they feel fear, they react. When they feel hope, they react. When they feel boredom, they react. When they feel pressure, they react. Everything they do is a response to discomfort. A reactive trader closes winners too early, lets losers run, moves stops, increases size impulsively, forces trades to avoid missing out, trades to escape emotional pain, trades to feel in control again, trades to avoid the shame of being wrong. They don't follow a plan, they follow fear. Their identity shifts with their P&L. They are not trading, they are trying to regulate emotional chaos. Disciplined traders. Disciplined traders feel the same emotions, but they do not obey them. They wait, they breathe, they observe, they act with intention. A disciplined trader sticks to the plan, respects the stop, ignores temptation, acts slowly, accepts uncertainty, embraces discomfort, chooses clarity over excitement, chooses structure over impulse. They don't need adrenaline, they need alignment. They don't trade to feel something. They trade to express who they've become. Reactive traders burn out. Disciplined traders endure, not because they are better, but because they collapse less. The real divide. This is the truth. Reactive traders are guided by emotion. Disciplined traders are guided by principles. Reactive traders chase relief. Disciplined traders chase growth. Reactive traders fight the market. Disciplined traders master themselves. And when you finally understand this, you stop asking, why do I keep losing? And you start asking, am I reacting or am I responding? Because that question changes everything. Chapter 4. The mirror of the market. Here's the part no one teaches, but every successful trader eventually learns. The market doesn't show you the truth. It shows you yourself. You don't see price. You see your emotional state projected onto the chart. When you are anxious, every red candle looks like a crash. When you are greedy, every consolidation looks like a breakout. When you are angry, every fake out feels personal. When you are desperate, every setup feels like salvation. The chart is neutral, but the mind looking at it shapes everything. You don't trade the market. You trade your interpretation. And that interpretation is always filtered through your mood, your wounds, your stress, your insecurity, your expectations, your fears, your identity. Until you master your state, you will misread the market. Not because the market is deceptive, but because your mind is. Chapter 5. The long path to the self. After enough repeated mistakes, after enough emotional collapses, after enough cycles of hope and pain, you finally understand. Trading was never about money. The money was just the bait, the surface, the hook. The real journey was internal. Trading forces you to meet your impatience, your insecurity, your ego, your fear, your trauma, your impulsivity, your self-sabotage, your lack of self-worth. It forces you to face yourself in ways life never required before. Trading is a mirror, a teacher, a battlefield, a spiritual practice disguised as a financial one. When you stop chasing profit and start chasing clarity, when you stop trying to beat the market and start trying to understand yourself, everything changes. You stop playing to win once and start playing to evolve continuously. You become calmer, more aware, more intentional, more grounded, more disciplined, more resilient. Not because you mastered trading, but because trading helped you master yourself. And that's when consistency appears, quietly, naturally, inevitably. This was the silent chart. I'll see you in the next video.